Hello all you lovely adventurers, my name is Dylan and today is May 8th, 2018. I'm super excited because as you can probably tell from the weather around me, it is really starting to turn into summer, which is really exciting because if you're like me and you like to go adventuring, the mark of summer marks generally the beginning of many awesome camping trips. I don't know if you're anything like me, but if you are, your idea of camping is not to go sit in a lawn chair at the KOA. The whole idea of a commercialized campground is not ideal in my opinion. Not ideal at all. I think it's too expensive. Generally people are too noisy, no privacy at all, and frankly, it isn't generally a very beautiful place to go camping either. Harkening back to my road trip last summer with my two best friends from high school, we managed to do a 2-week-long road trip from Atlanta out to Denver, Moab, Utah, Zion National Park, Grand Canyon. We went out and did all these awesome things, and we managed to spend pretty much no money at all on campsites. And that's what I'm gonna show you how to do today, because our lovely sovereign nation of the United States of America is just chock full of free campsites located on public, sometimes private land, and they're all up to you to go out there and find them. The awesome thing is that for those of us who have very little familiarity with an area or generally aren't very good at finding campsites like this at all, there is one awesome resource that I'm going to teach you how to use today, and that is freecampsites.net. I'm almost a little bit hesitant to release this information because frankly, it will give you superpowers if you use it correctly. Let's jump on the computer and I will show you what it's all about. All right, so now we're on the computer and I am going to type into the address, freecampsites.net, comes up in my recent because I use this site all the time. All right, so it's going to start by pulling up a large map, and this map is completely based on Google Maps, and sometimes it's a little bit finicky. So it's Google Maps based, which is great because Google Maps is the standard for all things good and sound in the world of navigation. So let's say that we wanted to find a campsite up near Helen, Georgia. I go to Helen, Georgia all the time to go camping, hiking, and do all that fun stuff. So let's start by, first of all, finding where we want to go. We can find it on the map. That's not the only way we can do this, however. You can also go up and into the location bar, you can type in your location. So we're gonna go to the town of Helen, and we're gonna just click one time right over top of it. And that's gonna drop a little star here. And then on the map, it's going to pull up a large list of campsites, both on the map and here on this side display. So, and once you find that, then you can go ahead and you can click on one, and you can see up here it distinguishes campsites free versus paid. The green ones are free and the red ones are paid. So of course we want to find a free campsite. That's the whole point of this. So we're going to click on this one here. This is pretty close to the town of Helen. So we're going to click on it, and then we're going to click right here over top of it once again in order to bring up some more information. And then here you can see that there is a pretty good amount of information that someone has left on this campsite. So first of all, I guess it lists Helen, Georgia as like a near city, and it gives GPS coordinates. This is vital. And the great thing about this is that you can literally just copy and paste those coordinates directly into Google Maps, and it'll take you right to the site, or at least pretty close. It lists the elevation, and then also there's a little link to get directions, and if you click on that, then that's going to take you exactly to Google Maps and do exactly what I told you to do, copy and paste it essentially. It also will list the management that the land falls under. That I wouldn't always assume that is correct. It might not be correct. So it also says that the road is gravel. It will tell you that this site is open year-round. It'll also give you kind of an estimate of how big of an RV you could possibly fit in there. That doesn't really apply to me because I don't have an RV. It also lists some amenities, fire ring, it's near water. You can go hiking here. And then you can see that someone has listed a little bit of like a review here. People like rate the campsite. I don't really think that matters. What really matters is just to read what people have said, because you'll find in some cases that some of these sites, the most recent review someone has left is them saying that the site is closed and that it's not open, you can't go there. So you need to make sure you read the most recent review, and hopefully you'll find one a little bit more recent than, you know, a year old, because it looks like some of these are about a year old at this point, which isn't very helpful. So that's pretty much all there is to it. The important thing, like I said, is just go ahead and make sure that you read through the reviews in order to get a good idea of how good the site is going to be and whether or not you can actually go there. Also, you want to make sure to do your, I guess, legal investigation. You know, generally National Forest land, BLM land, these are all places that you can camp for free, but you need to make sure that it is. All this website essentially is where other users have specifically listed places that they have camped before. So, and obviously some people make mistakes. It's very possible that somebody might have camped in a place they're not allowed to. So do your homework. But yeah, this is really all there is to it. And as you can see, because of the way it maps it out, it is really, it's pretty easy to actually map out a whole road trip like I did. You can find a place to stay every night for free, and you can save yourself a lot of money. And also, I have found that in my time that the campsites are some of the most beautiful I've stayed at by far. And then one final word of caution that I would leave you with is also when you're looking through the reviews on these sites, to see if anybody gives any sort of indication of how difficult the site is to access, depending on the type of vehicle you drive. If you drive a car with a little less ground clearance, you should definitely try to read through the reviews pretty closely to get an idea if anybody else expressed any concern about possibly damaging their vehicle, because that's the last thing you want to do when you go camping. So there you have it. I think the site is pretty simple and intuitive to use. You don't need a ton of instruction for it. Just going forward, my word of advice would be to make sure you have a plan B and a plan C. It's inevitable when you're using a site like this that sometimes some of the campsites are just going to fall through. It happens. It happened at least once or twice going out west. It happened to Nolan and I. We stopped at a campsite along the side of the Blue Ridge Parkway. It turned out to be a complete piece of roadkill for a campsite. It was literally just a patch of overgrown grass next to a gravel road. And finally, please leave no trace. Just pick up after yourself. Don't leave trash everywhere, and that way we can all continue to use these campsites. So thank you all for watching. I hope your summer is filled with a ton of awesome camping trips. My plan is to go on several and bring you all along for the ride. So thank you all for watching. My name is Dylan, and I'll catch you later.